I had this hilarious realization the other day. I was trying to log into a retail website, and after hitting forgot password about 3 times, I realized I had somehow created 5 different accounts over the past decade.
Oh no, five!
Yeah, 5. I used different emails, a nickname on one. I even managed to typo my own street address on another one. So to their database, I literally look like 5 completely different people.
You are definitely not alone in that. But imagine being the database trying to untangle that mess without a single reliable identification number connecting them all together.
That sounds like an absolute nightmare, honestly, but it brings us perfectly to our mission for today's deep dive. We've got a stack of documentation in front of us about this open source Python tool called Splink, and we are going to figure out exactly how it untangles these massive data messes.
Right, and why probabilistic record linkage is just an absolute game changer for big organizations dealing with that exact kind of friction, which actually tackling those data bottlenecks reminds me of our sponsor.
Oh, yeah, perfect time for that.
Right, because if you are dealing with messy systems and you need help with AI training or automation or software development, that is exactly what EmberSilk does. You can check out embersilk.com to uncover where AI agents can make the most impact for your business.
Absolutely. So getting back to Splink, how does it actually figure out that all those fragmented retail accounts belong to me? Like, if there is no master ID badge, what is it actually looking for?
Well, think of it like a master detective, relying on a diverse mix of clues. Splink uses something called the Fellegi-Sunter model, which, rather than looking for exact matches, it uses a statistical scoring system.
Okay, so it assigns a score based on how likely a match is.
Exactly. It knows that matching a rare last name, say, Zilberman, is a much stronger clue than just matching a highly common first name like John.
That makes perfect sense. But the documentation mentions it does this with zero training data. Like, it's completely unsupervised learning.
Yeah, it is.
So if no human is teaching it what a match looks like beforehand, how does it know how to weigh those clues?
That is the brilliant part, really. It looks for statistical correlations within the dataset itself. So it might notice that a specific typo always appears next to a specific birth date, and it essentially teaches itself the rules of your data.
Wait, really? Just by finding those unique combinations?
Exactly. And interestingly, it actually thrives on diverse, independent data points. Uncorrelated columns are what you want here.
What do you mean by uncorrelated exactly?
Well, you might think giving the system a city and a postcode is great, right? But those are highly correlated. One basically predicts the other.
Oh, right, because if you know the postcode, you already know the city.
Precisely. So it doesn't add much new information. Splink wants uncorrelated columns to build a stronger case. And it does this incredibly fast.
Yeah, I was reading that it can link 1 million records on just a standard laptop in about a minute.
Yes, and it easily scales up to over 100 million records if you use heavier data backends, like Spark, Athena, or DuckDB.
That is wild. Let's talk about a massive real-world application, though, because that is where the logistics get crazy, like the UK's Ministry of Justice.
Oh, yeah, that is a great example.
They use Splink to link millions of justice system records weekly, but with chaotic new data flooding in every single week. How do they keep the system from breaking without just burning through their entire IT budget?
They handle it with a highly modular pipeline. They don't just dump raw data into Splink. First, they clean and standardize it.
Right, getting rid of all the weird formatting and typos.
Exactly. They even use clever phonetic encoding, like this system called double metaphone, so names that sound the same but are spelled differently can still match.
Oh, like matching Claire with a C and Claire with a K?
You got it. So after standardizing, Splink scores the likelihood that two records are connected and then clusters them into single unified people.
But what about the budget part? Rebuilding that massive model every week sounds so expensive.
Well, that's the secret. They actually only retrain their models about once a year.
Really? But how is that accurate if the data is constantly changing week to week?
Because the underlying patterns of how records match don't change that often. The rules of language and typos stay pretty stable.
Oh, I see. So the weekly runs are just applying those existing rules.
Exactly. By relying on that stable model, their weekly runs are purely for predicting and clustering the new data, not retraining the system from scratch.
Which saves massive amounts of compute costs and keeps the pipeline incredibly stable.
Precisely. It is just a brilliant use of the technology.
It really is. I mean, open source innovations like Splink just show how human ingenuity is actively solving these complex logistical challenges. We are building this remarkably interconnected and efficient future.
Absolutely. By elegantly organizing massive data sets, we are clearing away the friction that holds society back. It's just a fantastic example of technological progress empowering us to make better decisions.
It is, and it makes me wonder about the future applications of this. If an open source tool can link chaotic digital footprints so flawlessly, imagine what this means for global historical archives.
Oh, wow, yeah. Like going back through centuries of unstructured records.
Exactly. We could potentially reconstruct the forgotten, fragmented family trees of all humanity, just discovering incredible connections across centuries that we thought were completely lost to time.
That is a beautiful thought to leave on. The connections are out there just waiting to be found.
Well said. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe to the show. Hey, leave us a 5-star review if you can. It really does help get the word out. Thanks for tuning in.